Hello and welcome. It is the 23rd day of June 2019. All bets, trades, and of the like that's within each's own risk and their own reward. Okay, then, so what are we seeing right now on the Bitcoin US dollar cross via that of Coinbase? Well, myself, a little bit of a descending triangle over the last few days, but it is really a two-hit level at 8,300, 82 high change. Did it for several periods in here, came right back down, and this exchange at least to the 18 average of lows, which is big because the daily time frame, the last time it had any momentum or movement below it was these February lows. Got above it in here, support. Got above it, supported it for a long time here. Got above it, so strength amongst it for a long time. And then it stayed within it for a few periods. It consolidated 5, 6, 7 days, and it went well above it. And it has pretty much, for the most part, been entirely above it ever since it broke out on May the 3rd. 20 days later, we had the one day where it came in down to here. It had a complete pause day there at the highs. And then it broke out above it, spent 2 days above the 18, and then yesterday and today it's been at the upper end of it. Meanwhile, higher lows keeping it in play. Any forward momentum, I'm looking for yet another test of this, and the more likely it tests the low 8300s, the more likely it is to take it out. On the short term, does it look like momentum is playable? Well, we've had that breakout above here. Since then, it's had one small correction above it. And whenever you make a move above this, you always want it to hold and stay above a key point. So once the statement is made in here, yep, we're breaking above it, well, 18 average will start to rise. And that's always where I'm going to be looking for support, regardless of previous resistance and such. But it usually goes hand in hand. Well, this little general area here, well, first I want 76.50 to 76.70 to hold on any support. Well, we can see that it never even had to go down there, and then it goes up. So now the more it goes up, well, I kind of want to. I mean, it technically could come down here in a deep short-term correction, but now if it's going to go down, maybe we can do the inverted head and shoulders type of stuff, like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or more importantly, just have a decent correction within the 18. It's still well extended, but we've also seen like a few periods of it just going sideways, that this thing could go for a decent green or collective green candles up at any given time. It only needs one big one or a couple, two, three decent ones to now be up in this upper range where that 8,300 is, and on the weekly term time frame. Right now, it's showing a little bit of pause week motion so far. We're on a Thursday, so we have the rest of today, which is technically only 40 minutes. So we'll say this day is done. So we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've went through 4/7 of the week. Could be a pause period, could be a decent red down, and it could be a decent update. We'll see how it goes. But the progression has been when we got to the resistance. Okay, are we going to pull back? We should. No, we don't. So now if we don't, we're going to go this next level. Nope, no resistance here. So next play. And that's been the statement. And it's now in the doing process of doing. And it might take 20 days, 30 days, and we're in that. It's live right now. And you could have to come back to here. It's not like, so it's a guarantee it's going to go there. I just feel how I'm looking at this. It's more likely that it's going to come up to this high and touch it or pierce above it rather than come down to this low or pierce above it. All right, Bitcoin is done. Let's now move on to altcoins. First off will be Go, and within Go chain, nice little start to possibly revert the trend. It's made the statement that it wants to do it. We'll see how it progresses from there. After all, from this high over 800, started to go down several days to the low. I'm not going to say low. Below 250. That's the best way of saying it. It went to below 250. Then it had over these few days from this high, it held and stayed within it enough for the 18 getting close to flattening. The reason why I couldn't call it flattening and just close was because it really needs to make some sort of momentum moves higher and get above the 280, 289, and I'm referring to around May 17, 18, 19 period. And then it did so on the 21st, but it did more. It got above this level of resistance. Okay, now you're going to do that. How are we going to handle? Well, a pause day yesterday on Wednesday, just hanging in there within that. That's positive because there's going to be all of these moves that go up, but so many times they'll just fail. And if it's going to fail, we'll just probably see a quick move back down the 18 average of lows. Maybe it'll continue to go sideways, but we're not seeing that on the early signs. Today's session has barely broken above. It's went down a bit just recently, especially because I was looking at it in these 340s, 350s areas maybe just only a couple hours back. But I do like how it's holding in there, starting to show some momentum that could bring this high. But there's just going to be a lot of volatility within these kinds of markets. One that are going to do so much better, both up and down, against coins like Bitcoin, as well against the dollar, that is, against Litecoin, because they're going to have like, oh, 60x move up for, say, Go when Litecoin goes up like 15 times and Bitcoin goes up 7 times. And but then when they go back down, oh, this is going to go down hard as well, which makes it ideal for ratio trading against other coins. Looking at this coin via the single hour term time frame, it's very nice, I think, in the sense that you have this move up to this high, so you need your correction, and when you go up big, just because you go below 18 average of lows, when it's a large move from point A low to point B high, then that's what it is. But it established and held the support it did. It only came back down to it. Well, I guess you can say twice. I was going to say it only came back down to it once here. But it came up here and it came back down, but it was a higher low to this. And then this high matches really all of these. So this became a very big area here at around 328. And then after it was becoming that big area, where do I want support? The 18. It's newly rising. On any rising 18 average, when it comes back down to it, it's going to be a higher low when it hits the lows. And then breaks out above it. There's a statement there at 325. Gets above the high, then it has a nice move. Pierces above this high, but that's it right now. It just pierces. So now we've had a decent sized red candles move from this level close to the 18 average of highs, lows rather. And like I stated, it's always going to be a higher low, but you have a big extended move. If it pierces below it to like 321, it's still a higher low to here. And because of that fact, just like in here, it's still, I'm not too concerned just because it has a little bit of a dip below it. And 15-minute time frame when these moves happen, uh, yeah, they can happen fast. So that's why I like coins like this, because if you're breaking out, this chart's breaking out like this, and I think I should use a 1 minute time frame on this given how fast this coin really is. Let's just assume it's breaking out here and you want to sell 350. A lot of coins you're going to be like, okay, send on the blockchain here. Or even better yet, you're like, you want to send it out here. Once it's breaking 355 at, say, 1741 because you want to trade. Well, the thing is it only held that level for like 20 minutes. And a lot of coins, it's going to take longer than that. It could be down even below 345. I was like, damn, I couldn't even sell it. Well, if I send go to the blockchain, it's going to take a minute and a half. So I could have literally been sending it like, oh, it's up to 359 in here even. I could be sending it on this 1743. I see it at 360. Okay, it's broken 360. Let's do it now. So then now you get it on the blockchain in here somewhere at 363 and you sell and it works out well. That's why I like the coin, because of how fast I can take it from my wallet where I control the private keys and then send it to Binance and sell it on the market. So literally, I'll send it from my wallet, and then maybe 126 seconds later or 105 seconds later, I'm selling it for Bitcoin. And then because I'm trading this against Litecoin, I buy Litecoin with it, and then send my Litecoin to my Trezor wallet. And as far as what I've done, I've really done a lot to manage my pairings. I really don't. I'm not going to be really looking for many more coins in the next few days and weeks. But I've organized, and I didn't do too much today. But my Litecoin pairings: Bitcoin Cash, DGB, that Go coin I mentioned, Roast Coin, Komodo, Sky. What I've done is I bought a decent amount of Theta today because I want to trade it against Litecoin. And Vertcoin, which I was trading against Bitcoin, I thought, you know what? I'm going to switch that up. I'm going to now trade it against Litecoin. So Vertcoin against LTC. I got a few other pairings. Doji against BTC. I'm not going to put Doji and Litecoin together, although I technically could, and I probably even should now that I think about it because I don't like having Bitcoin. You know what? I'm probably going to do it actually, and you'll explain why my next two folders from now. I got three paintings or three of these saved. So the third one will explain why I should be doing Doji versus LTC. Aid against Bitcoin. That's an interesting one, fun one. So I'm probably not going to switch up with that. I don't see anywhere. It's tough for me to find an easy wallet to send it to. XBY BTC. That one's in like hijack mode from Cryptopia, but I do have a few XBY, and I sold an okay amount of it just to get into coins like Go and Sky. Although I didn't need to. I wanted to limit the risk that I have. I have absolutely no buy orders in because of what happened with Cryptopia recently. I removed all orders of XBY. I thus sold some of it. Now I got sell orders in. So with what I got left, with what I sell, I'll put buy orders in there if I sell them. But that's just whatever, hoping I can get those back. I'm just going to take months because of the Cryptopia news. Neo Florin. Now that's just an oddball one, but yeah, just for fun. Those are like the ones that I don't have on my wallets, like private keys. That's like on Bittrex, so whatever. They're small amounts, and I calculated like the amount of Bitcoin and or crypto. Crypto percentages on exchanges is roughly well under 1%, 1.5%. So that's just amazing right now. And yeah, so anyway, you got GRS DGB. That one to me is a no-brainer. This is two coins on steroids together. I got to do it. Bitcoin Cash DGB, I like that one, and Dash and Theta as well. So if I got it multiple times, like DGB, I got in three different pairings, Bitcoin Cash in two, GRS I got in two, Theta I got in two. These are coins that I really, really like. Of course, Litecoin is my favorite. And as far as my calculations today, this is something I think like it's really important for me to do. I'm trading like 8 different things against Litecoin. That means I need to have Litecoin available to buy these coins when the ratio trade tells me to do it. If I'm selling, or if I'm, excuse me, yeah, if I'm buying the other coins rather, I'm going to need Litecoin to buy them with. So therefore, what I've done is the sum of all coins, market cap value to Litecoin. So all of the 10 coins that its allocation value is to Litecoin. So meaning DGB, I think 35%, 36% of my DGB is traded against Litecoin, maybe even 44%. Bitcoin Cash, 74, 7. I'm only trading against like most of my Bitcoin Cash is against Litecoin, but a very high amount of it's still against DGB. And then all that type of stuff, like Theta, half of my Theta value. I took all of those because half of my Theta goes against Litecoin, half of it goes against Dash. So whatever those sum of those 10 are, it's 37%, 7.5% of what I own in Litecoin, which leaves 62.5% to trade what was not shown on intro, which is Litecoin against Bitcoin. That's something we'll talk about on the third slide again about trading that. It also allows me to hold back, which means not short sell, because I technically could easily buy double. I could double the amount of holdings I have all the coins, or just add a whole bunch more, because I could put 62%. If the value of all my altcoins is even 62% of my Litecoin, I'm fine. But that gives me leverage to buy at different times if I need. I got some coins back. So I have enough to enter many positions and a few rounds of profit taking. But how do I accumulate more with a small position Bitcoin? Yeah, so it says below, the Bitcoin I have is nice yet low. Because right now, I'm not going to be really trading Bitcoin. I mean, it's a means to the end on the ratio, so be it, but that never changes what my Bitcoin number is worth. Oh, so I make a trade, I sell something. Okay, I got 0.014 Bitcoin. Then I'm going to use 0.014 Bitcoin to buy this, whatever else, something like that. Okay, whatever. But that changes it nothing. However, if Aid coin goes up and I sell, I'm going to accumulate Bitcoin. If Doji goes up and I sell, I'm going to accumulate Bitcoin. XBY on the coin exchange, if it sells, I'm going to accumulate Bitcoin. But given that my Aid coin is definitely low stakes, and Doji is medium stakes, then it really can't go up too much. Because Doji goes up to even Doji goes up to 120. I'll make a bit of Bitcoin, but I'm not going to make a lot. And ApeCoin, I mean, unless it goes up like 15 or 20 times, I'll make a good amount, but not a lot. But when both pairings go up big, especially if all like of the 10 coins or whatever the 10 or 11 coins that are traded with each other in the Litecoin, if all of them or 9 or whatever go up in like a 2 month, 6 month period, it's going to be a lot of Bitcoin accumulation. So you sell versus Bitcoin. So profit take when the taking's good, right? And assume the Go coin, the one that I bought at 262, that's right now about 330 around there. Let's just say it's up to 1785, which is realistic that those altcoins can do that. And meanwhile, Litecoin is up from, well, what was that? Say 1112 up to say 0.026, better than doubling. I should have accumulated a nice amount of Litecoin via ratio. When Litecoin barely broke a 2x move and a 6x move here for the other coin. So if one coin's going to go up 6 times, the other coin goes up 2 times, then I might have less coins of the one that goes up 6 times, maybe about the same, but the other coin is going to go up big because I'm going to get more sell orders of that coin with the accumulation of what would be Litecoin. So here's a spot where this is great to sell maybe 15% of your Go just to Bitcoin. Your net return of that transaction only with the Go amount should be around 1.25 of the amount of your original buy. Meaning, if a market goes up that much 6 times, then I can pretty much be in that area of where it was, to given, of course, how the ratio goes. But more importantly, is the heaps of extra Litecoin you added via ratio, which allows you to sell Litecoin at Bitcoin, say at 0.026. I can get a great amount of Bitcoin quantities and buy back at say 0.017 in those areas, even 0.013, and using about 65% of 80% of the sales. So say I get a lot of sales, I accumulate a full Bitcoin. So amongst the collection of sales that would make me that Bitcoin, which I would move, of course, to my hardware wallet, that maybe 0.75 of it I'm going to use for buybacks. Now 0.25 is accumulating. And then if I can get that to 2, 3, 4, 5 Bitcoins, maybe I'll profit take 1.25 of the 5, and so on and so forth. But let's face it, Bitcoin fees are expensive. I don't know what your positions are. For myself, I do not like withdrawing 50,000 Satoshi fees on exchanges like Binance, Bittrex, Poloniex, and even Coin Exchange. Even that when Cryptopia was working, every exchange, I guess I've only seen 5 lately, 50,000 Satoshi to withdraw. And at current prices, that's about $4 moving to 5. That's not cheap. Which makes it very difficult when I want to raise trade and use and get my coins off the exchange. Because say I want to trade Go off against Bitcoin. Okay, let's say it breaks and it goes up to say 416, 428, 430, something like that. Well, now all of a sudden I'm going to want to sell it. So I'll take my Go again from my wallet. It'll take me 2 minutes or less, probably less. Sell it on the market. Now I got my Bitcoin and then, oh geez, 50,000 to send. I don't like it. So that's why I'd rather, okay, let's buy the Litecoin and, 0.001 Litecoin is my withdrawal fee from, say, either Poloniex or Binance. Well, at current prices, even at $100, I mean, it's going to work out to a dime, but, 10 cents. Okay, I'll give you a dime for it. You know what? I mean, Binance, way to go, way to let me trade. I mean, what's it going to cost you, a penny? And you're going to make 9 cents off me on the transfer? Because you have to put on the blockchain. Maybe it cost you 2 cents and you're making 8. And then I also realize if, say, Litecoin goes to like $1,000, and maybe it costs $1 because it'd be 10 times more, Yeah, it's not bad. I can handle that, especially at 1,000. But that's what I like about that as far as game. But 50,000 Satoshi, that's a 5-digit number. So with 8 decimals, I can go 1, 2, 3, put the 5 in, multiply $7,900 Bitcoin prices, $3.95. And if you want to send it from and then of course you send it from your hardware wallet. Even then, oh, $2.44, 2.19, maybe 3.10. Heck, it might go up to 4, 5, 6, 7 as we move on. I don't want any part of that. Which is why I'm going to hold it, but obviously with other than just what I'm playing around with the XBY and the aid coin, it's only going to be really Litecoin that I would sell. And well, any of the alts too, but for big numbers. But with Litecoin, if I'm going to make a trade, well, most likely, I'm just doing the numbers in my head. I'm probably going to be doing it at about at least $1,000 worth for Bitcoin, which means if I'm going to send $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to my hardware wallet and it's going to cost me 5, 6, 7, $8, depending on the price of Bitcoin at the time, it's like, sucks, but man, that sucks to send because that's like almost 1/10%. But that's exactly the whole point of this is trying to ensure that you can do it cheaply, and if they can do it fast and efficiently, that's even better. That's where Theta comes in really nice. It's if you okay now this is one where if you put it onto your wallet where you control the private keys and you want to send it to Binance to trade, just like the Go coin. It might be even just a little. It might even be faster than it. If it is just marginally, 80 seconds, 75 seconds, maybe 2 minutes to get it from the point you push the last button to confirm you are transacting, or basically putting your password in to confirm your withdrawal. Then it takes about 2 minutes to the point where it's confirmed on Binance, which means it goes up. You need to sell it. You can do so. I like the volatility that this offers. And to me, this is a fun way to play Dash and accumulate it because I don't want to play Dash with Litecoin or Bitcoin. So I'd rather play Dash with something that is volatile, and I think Theta does the job. Now, whether if it works or not, I take the chance. That's part of my risk versus the reward situation. And the potential for this coin to have spectacular gains, I think, is most certainly live and in play. I will say this, though, for people looking to get into it. A very interesting thing on your hardware wallet is a transaction fee is a very microscopic small fraction of a theta fuel to send your theta off the wallet. So if you're looking to buy this, put it on the wallet, you're not going to be able to withdraw it because you're going to need to have that little bit of theta fuel. So if you are looking to get into it, and where theta fuel came in was before there was a swap net, like a fork kind of deal, but not really. But they gave you 5x times the amount of theta fuel than the theta that you owned. And if you are looking to get into it, you're going to need some. So let me know. I can send you, I'll even just send you one, and it's not going to be worth much. It's only going to be worth about a penny, but it's worth a lot when you consider you're going to need it just to be able to send funds back and forth to the blockchain. I'll probably even send you 3 or 4 because I got so many of them. But yeah, that's important to note. But the fees are like nothing. Taking it's point 0.1, taking theta off the exchange. So it's like a 10-cent coin, theta. And therefore, a tenth of that is a penny. It's even, again, it's like nothing, literally nothing to take it to here. And then the time is just amazing. Okay, let's take a look at a few other ones. Chainlink I was mentioned about before. For me, it was a 1.4 or 1.6. Either way, even 1 would be too expensive. Withdraw fee for it, but this thing just keeps on going up. It is overextended from the 18. But with that being said, well, there's two things. One, just because it's overextended doesn't mean it can't go down. It's not going to go down right now. As long as there's people willing to buy and there's that are way outwilling the people looking to get out, then it's going to go higher. But we also can see yesterday it had this line came back, even a little bit today. So when you see that, you really want to see what's going on in the short term. And I'm seeing this for the first time. I'm going to go 4 then 1. And in the 4, you can see it came up to this level of resistance. And on this time frame, it's not overextended. In fact, it had this attempt to break out here. Okay, maybe it still will. But it's at the early stages of a breakout. If you can see momentum going here, holding, staying above this, the probability odds are big for the break. If you see a clear break above this level, we're probably looking for even further gains there after that. And then to look at this quickly on the 1 minute, or 1 hour rather. Nice, there's a consolidation that it's had. I like how it's been holding, so this thing could easily have a great move going forward. But again, it's still overextended. Uh, Definitely really risky. This thing could fall down to 12,000, 13,000, like 11,000, whatever, like nothing. But it can rise to 23, 26, and even who knows how much higher, just as well, given the status of its really aggressive volatility right now. Somebody mentioned Matic as well. And I think its fees were expensive as well. I'm not too sure. It might not have been, but it was just way overextended. As I just can't buy when it's up like this. I'd have to wait for a correction. Now, there's been a little bit of one right now, and on the 4 hour term time frame, this is just an explosive move from this breakout here on May the 19th. As it broke the 178 handle, went all the way up to about close to 600. So that's about close to a 3x game, about a 3x move. And it did so with a green candle in every one, but well, this one here was a pause one, and then this red candle here, but just a fantastic, fantastic move. Well, now it's had a little bit of a correctionary move. It went to the 18 low, small pierce below. That's all fine and dandy, but we've established support in this range between 312 and 255. It has had this big move up to the 18 highs, just holding in there. Now it's an anybody's guess. Okay, very volatile, because what's going to happen if we can find a clear breakout above this? Well, a retest of this, and if this is able to not find resistance or very little, that could be a spectacular move, as the daily time frame has shown the high volatility. And with that high volatility, we've had this point A move. If this maneuver, this correctionary play fails, you see weakness in and around this area down towards this previous low, and it gets breached. Now we're starting to talk about correcting and filling some of these areas in and around 200, which at this stage would be about like still a 30% move from this low here, and even more so from where it stands right now at 339. I'm going to look at next at Bitcoin Cash SV. And I haven't looked at it since the last time I did it on here, and I drew some Fibonacci lines in, or something on that nature there. I forget what I drew in, but I realized I said I'd look at it later. So let's just take a look at it. Okay, well, those are the lines that I drew in. It's still not really worth commenting on. So I'm done with this coin for today. Quick look at Bitcoin Cash, the ABC, the original one, I guess. Well, this line that I drew in at the 522 handle was right now at the 512. It resisted it a couple days ago and it's pulled back. It hasn't had a test there in a while. But while it hasn't had a test, it's been maintaining these higher lows. This low hit at the 4317 mark. Then we have this low at the 468. Then again at 481, and now in at 492. It's already had a good move from this intraday low. So when I want to see something like that, I want to see, well, how much has this resistance been like lately, and how has this performed? And the 1 hour time frame should give me a very good indication at that, and it does. So here's your failed breakout above it. All of these resistance set hits, breaks out above it. Fantastic move, but it gives it all back immediately, literally. But it supports it for a decent amount of time, unable to break above, and then there's the falling from it, And then the very quick next move to it, so the breakdown resistance point, just like the opposite of breakout support. A little bit of a move, another retest of it. So this is a spot where, like, hey, it didn't break down. It's got this as long as it can hold around 517. Oh, it's not. And then it breaks down below, resist here, and then now this time it comes up to it, but it doesn't break down. Rather, it has a small move above, able to come back to a good move to this level, and now over the last little bit is showing good strength. Gets above it on the 16-hour time frame, pauses it, even further pause as it doesn't do much here. And even this one you could stay as still pause, but as it stands now, it's in the process and has been for most of these time frames of trying to break out. So it's holding with these higher lows. So it's showing good momentum. And a lot of it is just a waiting game because you could be saying back here, May 13, oh, it's looking to do it. Well, it's been 10 days, and it might be another 2 or 10 more as well following that. And let's complete it off with DGB. Again, one of my favorites too. Well, within the last few days, you come up to this resistance, nice little correctionary move, and then this move a couple days ago. And yesterday was a complete pause day, and as is today. This day's almost over. We got only 10 minutes to go left in the day at 7:49 p.m. Eastern. And I got to stop this soon because I got to watch the end of Jeopardy because there's only 10 minutes left of it, and I want to see how much James Holzhauer, I think his name is, going to kick ass on that show. Especially because he's got the sports gambling background and he's got the risk. I can tell he's really smart on risk versus reward management just by his how he talks and and just who he is, from what I know anyway. But I like how it's holding in there in the 4 hour term time frame. This is a spot where we have resistance in this little move in here that happened at 16 near the afternoon of May 21st or 2 days ago. Since then, it's just been 2 days of holding sideways through time. Support has been huge at 182, and then this big resistance here is 193. And because Jeopardy's got 10 minutes left as of this exact time, this video is over. Thank you for tuning in. I may do another one tonight. I may not. If not, then I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.